Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. In a dormant mine, buried deep in the Pennsylvania woods, a group of strangers feel the call of the forest, always returning and never knowing why. Join Paul Sherman, played by Chris, as he attempts to track down a missing friendly, searching for a cryptid known as the Stick Man. In this Delta Green scenario, Operation Big Stick, ran by Adam. Operation Big Stick is a Delta Green scenario that was written by Melon Bread. If you would like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter and on Facebook at Twin Cities by Night, where you can find a link to our Discord channel and all up-to-date information. If you'd like to support us, you can find us on Patreon at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy.
We'll say that you get packed up, she kisses you goodbye, and you hit the road with a sense of eagerness.
Well, I was planning to leave like at 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't want to get there when it's dark, so I like go to bed. I'll probably sleep on the couch, not to wake her up when I get up in the morning. But I definitely get up and I throw on like some hiking boots and some cargo pants and like a flannel. And I have like an orange hunting vest. And I'm wearing my Phillies cap that I have. I just want there to be colors to stick out. So,
and you see that during some point when you were asleep, Cynthia's put out like a thermos of hot coffee for you, and she's actually even packed you like a little takeaway of like some type of lasagna that it looks like she had made when you didn't bring the Chinese food home.
I just kind of think to myself, like, she means well, but I'm not going to like be eating lasagna in the middle of the forest, but I bring it with just in case, you know, and throw it my Jeep and take off, man. Throw on some Black Sabbath while I'm drinking my coffee and out of the thermos mug as I hit the road.
What time did you say it would be when you leave?
Like 4 in the morning. Well, it's still dark, but I want to get there like when the sun first starts coming out so I can get the most daylight.
Yeah, so you take off, you get your gas and do whatever you have to do. And you find that you're actually able to just punch in the name of the mine into Google Maps. And it's giving you like some sort of instructions. It says it's about 4 hours, 18 minutes away. So well, this is the right direction. It does say like location is currently closed. Like that message that you get when you put in a store that's going to be closed by the time you get to it. And it's just like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, and you kind of see that sort of indications from like the Google Maps listing that it's just almost just like a landmark at this point.
What the fuck was Tyler into? I mean, like, the guys, this old man, like the Blair Witch Project, fucking looking at this shit, got this spook, obvious fucking spook sitting there trying to like freaked out, getting me sent here. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. And then I think, well, I got 15 grand in my safe in my house right now, So I'm like, I just keep driving as I'm like, get the fuck out of here with it. Just like it sounds more ridiculous, but in a weird way, it's grounding because like my wife is happy with me. I was totally surprised. She was supportive of me doing this. I'm hitting the road with a sense of purpose. And like I said, who knows if this is some weird like hang up this spook has and he fucking wants like me to fucking like do this for me. He can get me some inside lane to get a job, network myself. Then let's do this, man.
What kind of stuff do you think about during this long drive? It's about 4 hours of just you and the road. And I can't really imagine Paul being alone with his thoughts as a good thing. So what kind of stuff is he thinking about?
Paul thinks of a lot of shit. He does a lot of mental visualization, dude. That's one thing that got Paul to be able to accomplish the things he did when he was younger, even though he kind of dealt with self-esteem issues, like him passing SFAS or him passing the Q course or him like being pretty successful in his first 3 or 4 years being in special forces. The fact that he's really good at mental visualization, like he could think like, this is what's going to be like when I do this. This is what's going to be like when I accomplish this. People are going to think this way about me. And so I think he is like pretty confident going in there, but then eventually his thoughts go to baser instincts. You know what I mean? He likes sex. He thinks about Megan. You know what I mean? But then he thinks about his daughter and he's thinking about, hey, this is 15 grand. I'm getting my daughter right now. Sometimes he listens to a song and he thinks about the past, like being overseas in Iraq, you know what I mean? And like the thrills and the adrenaline rush he got from that, So it's like he's always projecting these movies in his head about certain things or outcomes. And Paul, for all of his fucking flaws, he doesn't usually think about the fucked up situation in his life until after he's done something extreme to make himself feel better, if that makes sense. Like after he was done fucking Megan in the hotel room, like he automatically felt guilt. You know what I mean? The moment that his wife showed him compassion and he knows he's a piece of shit and he doesn't quite deserve it, he feels guilt. But right now, when it's like him in his element, in his selfish element, and he's doing what he likes, he's motivated. You know what I mean? So the 4 hours goes by fucking quick, dude. He's probably just blasting out to like good music, and he's probably just thinking how easy this is going to be, and he's picturing himself like getting to the mine, going in the mine. It's probably real easy to traverse because it's a tourist attraction. Finding some wacko dude, fucking probably scared shitless, you know, or hungry or whatever. And he's even thinking about like, oh, I'm going to give him some of this lasagna. I'll probably give him the lasagna that she made me. You know, like that's what the type of shit he's thinking about.
Do you like do any searches on the mine or anything before you leave, or do you just kind of?
I mean, I check to see if there's any maps or pictures of it, of course, because I want to know my objective before I get there. I want to know as much as I can about it. So I'm definitely looking to see if there's like videos of people who have gone in there, traversed it. If there's any kind of maps, is there anything like to that extent to where I can get the best situational awareness of what it's like?
So just like a regular Google search basically tells you that the mine operated from 1960 to 1982. It's officially temporarily dormant. It seems like they just closed it because of coal prices. It just became less lucrative to have a coal mine. It seems like there is some type of company that still owns the mine. It's Big Skip Concern is the name of the mine company. But it just kind of seems just like, it's almost like a bankrupt, just kind of like forgotten about place.
I'm thinking too, that old man was talking about urban legend shit and everything. I'm just going to like Google urban legends on the Big Skip mine, and just kind of see, just out of curiosity, what kind of fucking shit comes up.
So you search that, you see like a few YouTube videos of just people checking out the mines, and it doesn't really yield any like folkloric ties to any particular myths or anything like that. It's more so you find videos just like creepy abandoned mine, exploring abandoned mine, totally creepy, more so just
stoner kids trying to
exactly.
I'm just giggling to myself, snicker.
They're not that common though. There's maybe like 3 or 4 videos.
It's not like people are speaking about. I'm thinking like, what did the fuck did that crypto what did the cryptogenetic? And I'm like, I just thought it was worth a shot. Cryptogenetic, big skip mine. I'm just gonna like see if anything comes up with that. I'm probably driving while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like one hand, like fuck.
You actually find a link to Gerald's like Angel Fire type GeoCities personal website. And on this website, it details countless cryptozoological pursuits, Bigfoots, UFOs, aliens, kooky shit.
Oh my God.
Mothmen. And the vibe you get, you even listen to some of the, well, if you want. He has like some audio files you can listen to where he talks about, And so like he's just he seems like the kind of guy who has bought into everything. And he does have some stuff about the stick man.
What man? Okay, well, I'm going to read about the stick man thing first because that's what he mentioned, and then I want to like do a search on this Gerald guy and see if like, you know what I mean, like anything else pops up about him.
His search for the elusive stick man. It's this legendary creature that lives in the woods, and nobody in the legends can remember seeing it firsthand. And it's just this string of like almost like brief interviews that are very vaguely cited with just like a person's name. And it's just like maybe 3 just descriptions of just vague recollections of just seeing this sort of creature in the woods. Like, what does Paul think about like UFOs and like that kind of stuff?
I think this
like,
is bullshit. Bullshit, yeah.
So you just like, when you see that type of stuff, you just get the vibe that these people are just fucking crazy. It's fucking bullshit. Like, these people literally sound idiotic.
Yeah,
like, they're just talking about some like trip or whatever the fuck is like going on with them. Who knows? But this is just bullshit. Everything Gerald does just looks like such bullshit.
He's like an Alex Jones fucking, but even worse. And thinking to myself, like, how the fuck did someone that like like Tyler, who was there for me so much, like just fall. Like I'm just thinking to myself, like his alcoholism was so much worse than I thought it was. Like I should have like intervened, and I'm like, but I was so selfish with my own shit. I'm like thinking that while I'm driving. I'm like, God,
You struggled to see the connection between Tyler.
Yeah. I'm like, there had to be, yeah.
Even though Coach insisted on this connection between the three of them.
Yeah.
You're kind of struggling to see how, like, this one fucking crazy guy who just handed you a black bag of money, your old army buddy, and this weirdo, like, you're failing to see
Yeah, I don't
where
see
this
it.
all connects.
What makes me feel bad, because I think that there was probably more going on with Tyler, and if I would have really have tried to like maybe help him out as much as he helped me out, like I would have seen, you know what I mean, like this descent and this fucking batshit stuff. But at this point, like I think I'm even like at this point, like I was about to find this dude and get it done with, and I don't even care if this opens up any doors. You know what I mean? Like I'm going through this weird, like these are fucking crazy people. I don't like this shit. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in flat Earth. I don't believe in any of this shit. You know, and I'm just like, I want to get this done, and you know, and I almost look at it like in a judgmental place, like instead of like beating myself up for being like an asshole to my wife or whatever. Now I'm like, I'm the one who's judgmental. I'm like, fuck these people, you know, like it makes you feel a little bit better too about myself.
Your GPS indicates to you that you are 5 minutes away from the Big Skip mine, and you drive to an area that is completely fenced off. You can't see anything beyond the fence. You just see like kind of deep woods.
So I get out of my Jeep. I take my rucksack. This is how I have it set up. I have my rucksack full of all my shit. I got random pouches connect to it. I got my M1911 pistol and its holster. It's like my flannels covering it. I have a hunting rifle, just like a normal like bolt action hunting rifle to be like a cover. But I also have an AR-15 that I have that is kind of concealed. It's on the top of my ruck, and I have it like a poncho wrapped around it, so it kind of looks like it might be like a sleeping pad. But I just have that for like just in case. I mean, I don't plan to use it, but I just have like I'd much rather have an AR and a 1911 than a fucking hunting rifle. You know what I mean? Like in the forest, I think you know, because that's just how he feels. He feels safer that way. It's more like he doesn't even plan to even probably unroll it. It's just there just in case. So I'm gonna look at the fence line. I'm gonna look at the forest. I take it there's a way to get into the forest towards the mine.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a search roll?
So search is 20. All right, let's go ahead and do 20. Fucking 88.
Okay, so that's a critical fail. So you're kind of like maybe trailing the perimeter of this fence, trying to find some sort of way in, and you stray a little bit far from your car, maybe like 3 minute, like 2-3 minute walk away from your car. You can still see where it is, but you do notice this like hole in the fence that's like it's cut out, but it's like just hardly looks like enough room to squeeze through. But you just think like this is probably just like the way to get past this fence without just actually like fucking with the fence is like basically what you're trying to figure out. And maybe it's nerves. Maybe it's nerves that's making it so you can't really.
And I haven't done this in
find
years.
the obvious answer. You know,
and I haven't done this in years. It's been like fucking at least like 5 years since I've, you know what I mean, like done anything remotely like this on this level. Or even if you want to count the last 2 or 3 years in the military, you know what I mean. I wasn't really doing alpha team shit, so it's like.
And you get the idea that nobody's really around, but you feel like cutting the lock on this fence, or it would be like you crossing the boundary into like criminal shit.
Illegal,
and you think about if you're willing.
Yeah.
But like you look at this opening and you think about just like the uncomfortable squeeze through it, and then you look back at the locked gate.
I'm not going to fucking cut a lock. I'm not going to get arrested on some misdemeanor bullshit. You know what I mean? And I look at before I push my ruck through and push my stuff through and climb through the hole, I'm going to look at the cutting on the hole. Does it look fresh? Meaning like, is there like rust like at the open? You know what I mean? Where like the fence was cut, or does it look like, I'm trying to see if I can gauge how fresh this has been cut. Can I roll like an alertness maybe?
Why don't you roll a survival, actually? I was going to say forensics, but.
Survival? All right.
Yeah. Because this is kind of your area of expertise.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, I got 13 out of 50.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, looking at this, you see that the ground below it is disturbed, And you see that this is a hole that clearly was cut with some type of bolt cutter like device. You see like these clean cuts.
Yeah.
And it's done kind of poorly. It's a very small hole, and it's still very jagged. But you clearly see the intended purpose of this was for people to bypass the fence.
And it's been a while.
You see that it's not covered in leaves and stuff like everything else. You see that the ground below it has been disturbed a little bit, like maybe this is getting use.
Oh, even recently, maybe?
Like more than one time.
Oh, okay. Damn, dude. So
even recently.
So I'm gonna, before I slide my gear under, I'm just gonna scan beyond the fence line and look in the forest real quick to make sure that there's I don't see any movement or see anyone.
All is still. Everything's quiet except for the sounds of the forest.
So I'm gonna take off my hunting vest because at this point, I feel like I kind of want to be discreet. You know what I mean? Like my spider senses tell me, and I'm gonna take off my Phillies hat, even though it's like a darker maroon. I still think it doesn't meld in here. And I kind of put it in my rucksack, and what I'm going to do is slowly push my rucksack through, and then I'm going to take my hunting rifle and slowly push it through, but I'm going to keep my AR roll with me. I'm going to keep it rolled up in the rolling thing, and I'm just going to kind of low crawl underneath it and get through that hole. And once I get to the other side, I'm going to stop for a second and look around, see if there's anything around, and then if I don't see anything, I'm going to put the AR back into the top of my rucksack, looking like a sleeping roll, you know what I mean, grab the hunting rifle and slowly look around and see if I can find a path towards this mine. I also have a compass with me too, and I kind of know I'll say I even have a map too of the area. I picked one up on the gas station. I have where the mine is marked. I'm just gonna kind of try to do a terrain association right now where I'm at and figure out the direction to head towards the mine.
Excellent. Can you do military science land roll?
Yeah.
You have a 60 in that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, 4. Holy shit. That's a critical success, right?
So, yeah,
now
your special forces training is really kicking in.
Yeah.
You are able to just kind of see through the brush into this, you see where the ground looks a little bit different, and you're able to just see through this dense brush and trees, and you see where there's kind of an overgrown trail. And it's kind of obvious to you, and it looks like it's about 100 feet away.
So, man, dude, this really, Paul feels good right now. You know what I mean? Paul's just fuck yeah. You know what I mean? He feels more alive than and not to go back to we joked around about the sex addiction shit or whatever, but not to go back to it, but a lot of the stuff he does with Megan, so he feels alive. You know what I mean? And so he feels but this is thousandfold. This is way better. No toe curling thing Megan could do to him will ever fucking make him feel how he feels right now, doing this. So I'm going to go towards that path. And yes, I do have this hunting rifle, but I'm going to have it slung over my shoulder. But I'm definitely a couple of things I'm doing is I'm watching the path, but I'm also looking on the peripherals of the path to make sure that there's no movement on the sides. But I also want to look at the path and see if I notice anything that stands out. Fresh trail or fresh tracks. Is the ground wet? So if the track, you know what I mean? If there is any trash that falls on there. Not even that, and this may sound goofy, not saying that he has any reason to believe this, but trip wires, I mean, that's just his training, you know what I mean? Basically walking down a path like this, he's looking at it from all different angles. He may even stop a couple times and squat and kind of look at it from a lower angle, go forward, and you know what I mean? He's not trying to traverse it in a speedy manner. He's just trying to kind of comb the area while he's doing it.
Yeah, I'll let you do another survival roll just to kind of gauge this path, kind of like you did earlier, to just see if it's used, if it's forgotten. Basically, you're not really able to figure out if the distress on the tread on the path is from people walking or it's just from natural debris. I mean, it doesn't look like it's grown over. It doesn't look like the leaves have just covered it and buried it. But you can't really figure out if it's people walking here or not. You don't see boot prints or anything like that.
All right, so I'm just gonna keep going forward. And can I tell from my map this path's the direction it's heading is towards the mine?
Yeah, it looks like it's heading towards the mine.
Okay, and how far am I gauging the distance and the pace I'm going? Will it take me to get to the mine?
It should be not far off the road. You're guessing maybe a 5-minute walk. There was an old road that was open that had led into the mine, but that road has since been closed to prevent people from trespassing.
Do I hear wildlife? Do I hear like birds singing?
Yeah, you hear
Okay.
birds, you hear crickets, all sorts of different like insect life. You hear, just like you are a Pennsylvania native and you are kind of like familiar with the sound of your surroundings, and you've definitely camped before and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
this is like nothing that's new to you as far as
Like a
the
sound.
things that you're seeing and hearing.
So yeah, I'm just gonna move forward then at a good pace. Still try to be vigilant. You know what I mean? But mainly, his main reason for being vigilant is to find this fucking Gerald dude. So he's like trying. That's why I'm not like there's any reason for me to think there's anything nefarious or whatever. But like that's why he's like listening to birds start rising up and flying off, or if he sees trash, or if he sees footprints. It's all to find this Gerald dude.
You continue to walk for about 5 minutes, and you do get this sense that you're the only person out here, definitely. You haven't heard a deer or anything like that, or even like as much as, seen a squirrel run on a tree or anything. And it is like, you do hear like the different birds and bugs and whatnot, but you do feel like this sense of isolation as you start to see some buildings in the distance.
Huh. When I start seeing buildings in the distance, I'm gonna stop before the path leads to a clearing, and I'm definitely gonna look around, like just look from I'm gonna kind of maybe even like go behind a tree and just kind of squat down. I'll say I have a pair of binoculars with me, you know what I mean, and just like I'm gonna kind of like look around the area and just kind of see, because again, I'm not like thinking there's bad guys, but this dude Gerald's fucking wackier than a goddamn nut, and like he's just. I don't want some crazy guy with a gun to fucking start shoot. You know what I mean? Shoot and think I'm a stick man. So like that's why I'm being. I'm not trying to metagame. I'm just trying to be careful.
So you go behind a tree and you feel pretty secure. And you said you're looking with binoculars, or just kind of just.
Well, I'm doing both. I'm like scanning and then I'm looking
Yeah.
at binoculars. Just kind of like I don't know how far these buildings are, or whatever, but I'm just trying to like get a good vibe of open area like that.
The buildings are probably like 200 feet away. You're pretty close, but you'd be able to make it out better with binoculars, but you can clearly see like what's in front of you, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like directly in front of you, there's like a large rundown opening to the mine. It's like the mine shaft. And it's like in a, state of disarray. Looks like it hasn't been used in years, obviously. You see another building to the left of it, and it looks like it's some kind of storage shed. It's a pretty small kind of almost like a garage, flimsy steel-like walls that are covered in rust and very weathered. And you see that it has these little they're like long rectangular windows kind of that like some garage doors kind of have, and they're just like super cloudy and yellow and dirty.
Oh, old. Okay, yeah.
On the opposite side of the mine shaft, you see a slightly bigger building. This building appears to be made out of wood. It's almost like in the style of like a cabin, maybe even like a shack, because it's so run down. But this looks like it's some kind of like office or something, some kind of administration building or something that maybe they used to have. How long do you stake this place out?
I would say about like 10 minutes. One thing too, where am I in relation to the mine shaft, the garage, and the cabin? Like, where's this path at? Is it to like the west of it or the east of it, or?
I'll say that you're like off into one side of the woods away from the path. Okay. Looking straight ahead, you see the mine shaft almost like directly in front of you.
Okay.
And then like to the right side, like maybe like 30 degrees away or whatever, on the right, you see the office like administration building.
Okay, yeah, the cabin one. All right, awesome.
They're all pretty close to each other.
They're close to each other.
They're all a small walk to each other, and you can see they're all visible. Like if you were standing at the office style building, you could see both the mine and the garage. Like at any point you're standing, you'd be able to see all three of the buildings. And where you're at right now, you're a little bit buried into the woods, like off the path, just kind of like behind a tree, just sort of scaling everything out.
Yeah, well, my plan is to watch for 10 minutes, and then if I don't see anything, I'm gonna like hide my rucksack and my hunting rifle with my AR. I'm gonna like cover it with foliage, and then just like kind of take my pistol and kind of walk around the wood cabin first, and just kind of I don't want to have this bulk shit with me, and you know what I mean, and try to be all stealthy around the area, but I'm gonna obviously know where it's at, and I'm even gonna do take some engineer tape, which is like white like cloth. I'm going to tie a little bit of it around a tree branch so if I need it in a hurry to see where the path is at, you know what I mean? I'm going to do that. I'm just going to hide my rucksack, hide my hunting rifle with the AR there, mark it with some engineer tape, and then I'm just going to pull out my my pistol, my 1911, and I'm just going to slowly go walking towards the office building, wooden cabin. I'm just going to kind of like see if I can see anything through the windows, if any doors are unlocked, see if it's been recently been used.
So you're looking for about 10 minutes through your binoculars. And just when you're about ready to change positions and maybe getting closer to check it out, you see movement come from this garage. And a person actually walks out of a side door. And they're just kind of casually walking across to what looks like the building on the opposite side, the office-style building.
Like what I'm by, because there's the mine.
That's the one closest to you, but I'm still
uncovered though.
Far away, and this person doesn't notice you.
Is it Gerald?
It's not Gerald.
What do they look like?
All right, so you see this disheveled, overweight man. He has wispy, kind of long gray hair that's balding on top. He's wearing these Carhartt overalls and a camo hat, and he has like this really dirty stubble. It's like a gray neck beard. Over his shoulder, he has a rifle.
Shit.
Sorry, excuse my ignorance. Like somebody who's in the military probably like knows.
Especially him. He was a weapon. He was a weapons. Yeah, he was a weapons sergeant for special forces, so he knows guns. Yeah. Okay,
the specific gun is a SKS.
What the
Soviet semi-automatic carbine. And you just see him. He just has this just kind of casually. Well, he's holding it kind of like under his armpit as he walks. Obviously not aiming it at anything.
Okay, so this guy's walking with a fucking SKS carbine. Holy shit! I know. Like right now, I'm like slowly like pulling out my bedroll, and I'm just like unwrapping my blanket around from my AR, and I already have like a magazine in it. I'm just slowly chambering around. You know what I mean? And I'm
give me a stealth plus 10.
Stealth plus 10. Okay, God, dude, like how embarrassing would it be if I kind of failed this right now? I like to know what I'm gonna roll first. Stealth is 50 plus 10, so it's 60. Come on, make it 51. Sweet, I made it.
He looks back, and you think he might be like looking for you or something, but he's not.
I'm for a second. Yeah. I'm just like for a second sitting still.
For a second, you think he might have noticed you, but you are able to surmise that he clearly did not.
Did he go into the building, the office building?
He looks behind him a final time and then enters the building.
When he enters that building, I'm going to quickly scan real quick. Is there any vehicles that this guy could have used to get here? Like
no vehicles are in sight at all.
And I'm looking for where he just came from. Do I see movement at all, like from the garage area that he walked out of? Any other movement? I know it's hard to tell, but I'm just like scanning. Before I'm going to do what I'm going to do, I'm looking there real quick to see if there's anyone else that's going to come out and follow him.
You start to watch this side door of the garage that he kind of seemingly popped out of. And what you're able to realize is that the windows are high enough to where you can't see human movement from the inside. So the only way you would be able to know is if the door was like opening and somebody was like actually leaving the garage. Like it actually hides people that are in there pretty well.
So for me to see in there, I'd have to go up and get on something.
You would have to either get up high enough to peer into the rectangular glass windows, which are kind of fucked up anyways.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to just like actually go into that side door.
Oh man. I'm going to think for a second. There's windows in this office though that I can look at him through, right? This wood cabin office. I'm gonna go creep up slowly with my AR. I'm gonna make sure, by the way, I also have my fucking knife on my belt with me. You know what I mean? And my 1911, and I'm just gonna slowly like creep along the side. And the whole time when I'm creeping along the side, I'm keeping my AR up, right? And I'm scoping ahead to the garage while I'm walking on the side of the office building until I get to the window. And then I'm going to keep my weapon pointed still in the direction of the garage and then try to look into the window. You know what I mean? Look into the window to see if I see, because I want to see if there's more than this guy in the window. Because, I mean, dude, I'm sorry, but SKS, this is not some fucking podunk shit that some guy's going to be walking around with in the woods. You know what I mean? If it was an AR, I'd been like, okay, it's some fucking redneck, probably shooting some fucking Coke bottles or some shit. But
So you are able to creep up to this window, and you see the guy that you saw walk into this building, and you're able to get eyes on him, and you're able to get eyes on the room a little bit. You see some bedding laid out on the ground. He's talking to somebody, but you can't see who he's talking to.
Fuck me.
But you immediately are able to surmise that there's at least another person in there with him, because he's talking, and you can't really like hear what he's saying. It's kind of like he doesn't really say much. You just hear like a few like muffled expressions, and then you just hear this kind of like movement, like maybe like he's sitting down at a table or something like that.
I can't distinguish language or anything.
You can't distinguish what was said. You just hear this like
mumbling. How many bed rolls did I see on the floor?
You see 2 from the window, but you're not really sure what's further on in this shack.
And what time is this? Like probably like 9 a.m. right now, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly 8:30 or 9.
Do I smell anything cooking, like breakfast or anything from in there?
Give me an alertness roll.
No, I missed it by 10.
Yeah, you don't really smell anything.
I'm looking for a second. Okay, so I know that they're probably sitting down in there, so I don't need to worry about them moving. I want to go back into the forest line and slowly make my way around to where the garage is at, all right, to the side door. But I'm going to do it in the foliage because I don't want to be seen. The whole time, though, I'm doing it, though, I'm kind of like moving, sidestepping, and I'm facing my weapon, you know what I mean, like towards the clearing, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of like slowly making my way, keeping an eye on the mine and on the office, especially the office, because I know there's definitely bodies there, you know? So I'm going to slowly like make my way to this garage. I'm also going to set my phone to start recording audio. And I'm just like, you know, doing that as I go through, just for whatever reason, you know what I mean? Like to track from my record. So
no, right, totally. You're able to kind of sneak through the brush and obfuscate yourself and get to a point where you can see through the window of this door into the garage. And you're pretty confident that you have a full view into this garage. The only blind spot would be maybe just like the corners of this wall. It's silent in there. You see one bedroll out there, and you see like a bunch of empty cans, canned beans, different canned foods. Mm-hmm. You see like a lot of trash, cigarette packs, beers, just all kinds of trash.
So hypothetically, there could be 3 bodies, at least I may be accounting for, 1 who slept in here and 2 who are potentially, if not more, in the office, but there's no body in here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do good meaning a recon and observation. I'm just going to like go back maybe like 5 yards into the tree line, sit down, and I'm going to like keep eyes on the wood cabin, because I'm facing the wood cabin front door right now. I'm probably closer to the mine, you know what I mean, in the forest. I'm just going to keep eyes on there because I want to see if I see my target is going to be in there or track with these, because I'm on heightened alert right now. Like I have every fucking reason to be like, this is some sketchy shit. And even in my head, I'm like, what's the law right now? Like, I mean, I can't just take these guys out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, while it may be illegal to own a SKS, you know, unlicensed, like I can't fucking like, I can't kill these motherfuckers without any reason. So I'm just like slowly like fucking like, I'm just sitting there and I'm going into patient mode. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting back, maybe even take like a little power bar, you know, and open up a little bit, take a bite of it, you know what I mean? And just sit there and stare ahead at this cabin.
You see the man with the overalls come out of the door, and he sets the rifle down against the house and continues to walk a little bit further away from it. He kind of turns his back into the woods, and he unzips his pants and just starts relieving himself. Question. Right after that happens...
Okay, go ahead.
A second person exit the building. This is a woman. She looks to be in her 30s. She has hiking clothes on and curly orange hair, and her face looks like a little bit dirty. She looks very kind of like relaxed and natural. she just starts to walk out of the office style building and goes over to where there's like a fire pit and starts to try to like gather kindling and stuff like that. You see her just like pulling around like sticks that are close to the office building and just like kind of kicking them with her feet into the pit, and she's sort of just like looking off into the woods.
I was gonna ask. I think I can surmise this on my own, but I want to verify it in character. The movement of these people do not strike me as professional. Like they're not on the level of like wilderness survival that I'm on, right? Like setting down your weapon and going to piss. You know what I mean? It's just like these guys aren't like. Can I roll something to see like the level of technical proficiency they're at?
You know that.
No, I know that. Yeah. So
these
are like amateur. This is an amateur hour that
if you were gonna like grade them, it would just. That's just horror. You know what I mean? It's just careless. Like so, like to you, you're just like, wow, this is totally unprofessional. But the older guy who you see taking a piss, he's kind of like stumbling around and shit. He doesn't really look fully lucid.
Fuck him, but he's that's even makes me a little worried. I see how he's separated from SKS. I see this chick is kicking the woods, or kicking the timber to try to get the shit collected for the fire pit. How far is this guy from me taking a piss?
100 feet away.
Ah, damn, it's still too far. So I'm just gonna keep watching for now. What I'm starting to think about now is I'm waiting for an opportunity to see them separate like that again. And if he takes a piss again and sets his weapon down, it's just him out there. Him and I are he's gonna have a conversation. Probably gonna have a conversation with my bolt of my knife. You know what I mean? The handle upside his temple. You know what I mean? And like. You know, hey, if he doesn't see me assault him, I can't get assault charges. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm still figuring out the situation. That's what I'm doing. I'm just slowly watching. I might even like take my camera out, you know, a little bit, like kind of like sit there and just kind of take it out, try to get pictures the best I can without movement, you know, of these people here while hiding out in the woods. I might do that. I think that's a good idea.
So you prop the camera up and you kind of are starting to do... Okay, so...
Like my phone, though. My phone, you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah. So you do that, and you see the guy who's taking a piss. He zips up his pants, and he goes back inside, and the rifle's still leaning up against the house.
Dumbass.
The woman with the orange hair starts to light the kindling, and she's kind of just going at that. She's focused on that, and looks like it's going to take her a minute or two.
I'm looking at that rifle. I'm just like, bitch, go back inside. You know what I mean? Because I want to go around and snag that rifle and see if they, you know what I mean? Like, see if they notice. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want, like, I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity to go creep around and grab that rifle without being noticed and get rid of that threat. You know?
She is able to light a small fire, and you see her inside, Ernie, Jane.
Fuck, there's three of them.
The man comes back out.
Yeah.
Takes the rifle again, and he sits down on a stump and kind of sets it across his knees.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting in the warmth of the fire. And you see a woman come out. She looks like maybe she's in her 50s. She's very thin. She has blonde hair and kind of small beady eyes with metal like framed glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And her hair is very thin and blonde.
Is the video, do I recognize anywhere from the video that Coach showed me of Gerald camping at? Was it around this area, the video that, you know what I mean? Like, am I like to be...
You know it was in the same forest, but you don't like recognize...
And I don't have the coordinates or anything like that where it was.
Exactly.
So he might not have stayed here. Like, I'm trying to like distinguish right now if these people might have know where Gerald is, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to keep listening. You know what I mean? I'm going to slowly like hope they get talking. Sounds like they're about to have a meal, and people tend to talk when they have meals, so I'm just gonna like sit there and wait. They're not a threat as of now. I mean, that weapon's a threat, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like expose myself, but like I'm debating like, yeah, like two females, nothing to sound sexist right now, but it's not like a cadre of, you know what I mean? Like killers like trying to hunt someone down, at least as I think. So I'm gonna hear, maybe they might know Gerald. I'm just gonna wait and listen it out and see if I hear anything mentioned.
About 20 minutes goes by and they're completely silent.
Jeez.
They're just staring off into the fire.
Do they look like their motion? You said they're staring off in the fire. Do they look like they've seen some shit? Do they look tired? Do they look exhausted? Can I read anything from the
You can give me a human roll. And I'm going to apply this to the entire group of them. I'm not going to make you do individual human rolls for each of them. This is just going to be your overall.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I only have a 10. You know what I mean?
They look worn out, definitely.
So they're tired, huh? Man, fuck. I'm just gonna give him 10 more minutes. I'm gonna see if this man gets up with the weapon. All right. If he doesn't, he doesn't. That's fine. You know what I mean? I just want to see. Dang. I hope that's in my favor.
He does not get up. He
does not.
sits there. The woman will occasionally go back inside for a second and come back out.
Yeah.
One of them gets a book and starts to look at it for a little bit before setting it down.
This guy's gonna make it.
Starting to look very leisurely.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get up. After this, it's been about 45 minutes, an hour. You know what I mean? They're not moving. I'm gonna go slowly creep around towards where I'm facing the back of where the guy's sitting at. Okay. And I'm gonna from looking at the tree line, I see his back right now, and the two women are just kind of staring at the fire still.
Yes.
That okay? So I'm gonna do what I've been trained to do before in the past, and I'm gonna do. It's called violence of action. Basically, it's like you're gonna scare the shit out of people because you're moving quick, and you're gonna surprise them to where they don't have time to react. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna fucking holster up my AR, man, and I'm going to just quickly step forward. You know what I mean? Beeline right to while aiming at them, right to behind the dude. I want to get, you know what I mean, to get right his reaction. I mean, I don't want them to even notice me. If they notice me, I don't care. You know what I mean? But I'm just beelining, no stopping, no time to pondering. And when I get there, I'm just going to slowly put the barrel of my AR on the back of his head. And I'm going to be slowly put the weapon down next to you. Do not move.
Okay, so give me an athletics.
Athletics. All right, 60. 68. Well, I haven't done this in years. You know what I mean?
So you're making a lot more noise than you thought you would.
Yeah.
And you kind of catch the attention before you intended.
Yeah.
But the man who's sitting down with the rifle over his knees, he stands up really quickly, and the rifle actually rolls to the ground and falls. You kind of hear this moment of panic where they all just kind of start to yell, and the gun actually fires as it hits the ground. Just you just hear and it just and it
fucking idiots.
Yeah, and you hear the havoc it just wreaks over in the brush where the misfire happens, and you hear the orange-haired woman and the older skinny woman with the blonde hair just start to get very riled up, and they're kind of just whoa, what the fuck is going on? And they're trying to gauge what's happening to them, basically, and they put their hands in the air right away. And you see the older guy, he's just he has his hands up, but he looks a little bit crazed, and you're not really sure if he's going to try something. And you get right up there. You weren't able to catch the jump on them where they're going to be turned around and you're at them, but they're, you bum rush them, and you're just get the fuck on the ground, whatever. And they are fully shaken, starting to, whoa, stop.
Sit down right there.
Stop.
Motion the guy.
Chill out. Who are you?
Sit down. I kick the weapon away. You know what I mean? This weapon, I kind of kick it further away behind me. Sit down on the fucking log right over there. All three of you.
The man isn't listening, and you hear the woman with the orange hair. Do what he says. Just do what he says.
And
Ernie, sit down. Do what he says. He has dementia. Just please.
Okay. I'm fuck, what the fuck? Okay, listen, buddy, sit down. I am not a threat. Sit down. I slowly, you know what I mean? Swing my AR to the side. I kind of put my hand on my 1911, and I'm going to slowly have my hand out. I'm sit down. Just sit down right now. And I'm going to try to can I roll something to kind of get him to?
You can roll persuade.
Yes, let's do persuade. If I could persuade fucking Megan, I can persuade this guy, right? Oh no, I didn't get it. 66. I mean,
so you crit failed.
Yeah. Damn.
So he just starts to walk towards you, and you're just sit the fuck down, and the two women are yelling at him, Ernie, sit down.
So I'm going to use my
black out.
What's that?
You black out.
I do?
You find yourself, it's nighttime. You're running through the woods.
What the fuck?
Oh, hello again, folks. I'd like to tell you about the Facebook group we run called White Wolf and Onyx Path RPGs, Gameplay and Media. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded? One that won't be drowned out by random posts and discussions, so that your media could get the attention you deserve. The group is specifically run with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. The group is already immense and continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there.